What is a digital marketplace?
Oh, that would be a place to buy and sell your digital assets.
Well, let's make it simple. NFTs are changing the world, and change can feel complicated and scary. But listen, you don't need a computer science degree. You don't need to learn how to code. You just need practical skills to win.
If you are here, you are in the 1% of humans that are preparing for this major cultural shift. We're going to keep it fun. We're going to keep it light. We're going to make it practical. Welcome to NFTs Made Simple.
Just a reminder, we're not financial advisors. This is not financial advice, and you should do your own research.
Hey, let's get into it. All right, my brother. So let's talk about marketplaces now. So let's phase place where we're at right now, if people have been following along. So we've got our money. We've got our cryptocurrency. We've put it in a wallet, which means we're ready to not spend it. And we're just going to start learning about the places that we spend. So, Mark, what is a marketplace?
Yeah, and I think you've got a great point there, Dragon. I think it's really easy to get caught up in FOMO, like, oh my gosh, I gotta buy. You don't have to. We're here to learn. I'm a very cautious person when it comes to my cash. I don't like throwing out all my dollars or my Ethereum recklessly into the whim. That would lead to bad things on the spousal front, right? But yeah, so let's start with the definition here, Dragon. How's that sound? So let's define where the trading happens, and that, my friend, is on an NFT marketplace. So let's talk about that. What is it? Like other physical markets, the marketplace for NFTs is also a market, and the only difference is that it's digital. Using cryptocurrency, anyone can buy or sell digital assets or NFT tokens here. This marketplace is also used to store, display, or show trading, and even create NFT tokens or digital assets. So that's pretty technical, Dragon. So let's kind of make this simple. Let's make this practical. What is an NFT marketplace for you?
It's interesting. It's a store, and what's fascinating about this whole marketplace is, let's just remind ourselves, we're talking about purchasing digital assets. So the idea of going to a supermarket and buying goods and services, yes, that's a marketplace, but those are not digital assets. So this marketplace, kind of like your online bank, lives on the internet, which is changing as well, because it lives on the blockchain. But it's the place that we can go and buy and sell, meaning you could create your own, sell NFTs, because that's what this show is really about, is that type of a currency, the non-fungible token. But what comes with it, and you were talking about FOMO and the way we opened up, is hypothetically, you can go to this marketplace and just go, what am I going to buy? And we're going to talk about like how to buy an NFT. But just recognize that when you get to that marketplace, just like everything else you're accustomed to, there's going to be certain hype associated with and product placement, and things are going to pop up in front of you. There's going to be a selling environment happening. And don't forget that you are coming to this store probably after being completely assaulted on TikTok and Instagram and Discords and challenge, and you're hearing, because what's interesting about NFTs is it's always about getting in on the ground floor. It's like getting in just like with cryptocurrency, everybody wants to buy the thing when it costs nothing. And then you watch these videos of these people saying, I bought this NFT on OpenSea, and the next day I was a millionaire. So just be careful. Be careful of that. When you go to these marketplaces, you're going to feel that vibe. And we want to make sure that you understand just what it is right now.
Yeah. And so you laid out a few definitions there. And I just want to say that OpenSea.io is probably the most popular marketplace right now. And when I kind of think of a marketplace, Dragon, I think of something like eBay, AutoTrader.com. I think of a place, even Amazon to an extent. And, when you talk about the value of an NFT rising and falling, it's really set the same way as everything has been set historically. It's what are people buying and selling this item for, right? What are people buying 97 Chevy Corvettes or, whatever? What are people paying for that 2010 Toyota Corolla? Like, what are they buying and selling it for? And that gives you an idea of what the market sees the value of that item at, right? Hey, what's up? Mark here. Just want to take you on a quick break with a resource I think is really going to help you. Some of the concepts that we're covering in the show sound really complicated and really technical. But listen, you don't need to code. You don't need to get a master's degree in computer science. All you need to do is have the right resources. We're going to make it simple. We're going to make it easy. I've got a link below. Go to www.nftsmadesimple.com. That's nftsmadesimple.com. You're going to get a free cheat sheet there. It's 100% free. What are you waiting for? Go get the cheat sheet. We're going to break down some of the key definitions in ways that are really practical and really simple. Go to nftsmadesimple.com right now to get your free cheat sheet. That's nftsmadesimple.com. All right, let's get back into the show. In the last episode or 2 episodes ago, we talked about setting up your digital wallet in order to trade on one of these marketplaces. You don't use cash, you don't use dollars, you use your cryptocurrency. So in the past few episodes, we've talked about how to set up your digital wallet. Then what you do is you connect your digital wallet to the marketplace so you can do transactions on said marketplace.
Yeah, and you know what's interesting about this marketplace, and this is for me the most exciting part of NFTs, and it's a whole other conversation, and we've touched on it, but what we're used to is buying something and then owning it. So when you buy something and you own it, like, you know, I've somehow been trained to have at least 2 things from Amazon come to my house every week now. It's unbelievable how I'm just programmed. I'm at the point now where if we don't get something from Amazon, I get depressed. You know, so that's what we're used to, is buying something and owning it. But what's interesting is to reconsider and reevaluate that everything being sold, these digital assets, whether you're on OpenSea or Rarible or any of these marketplaces we're talking about. And keep in mind, there are marketplaces for cryptocurrency, like a Coinbase, you know, and that's where you can buy and transfer your cryptocurrency. We're talking about an NFT marketplace right now, a place where you can buy NFTs. And it's going really, really deep down the rabbit hole. I'm just going to give you a taste of the rabbit hole right now. Is there's also these digital realms, like, you know, you go into a sandbox or something like that. And we'll talk about these down the road, where, you know, you can actually exist in a digital world, kind of like your kids are playing Fortnite and Minecraft and stuff like that, where in those digital worlds, you'll be able to walk around, interact with people, and buy NFTs in there that are being sold on the marketplace. But what's interesting about the marketplace, the marketplace, maybe that's the name of the podcast, Marketplace, is that once you buy something, if I buy an NFT, it's still, as soon as I buy and own it, it is therefore right after I buy it for sale. So this is what's really interesting about NFTs, is because it's a currency of sorts, when I buy it, I don't take it off of the marketplace. It's a digital asset. It lives in there in the blockchain, and it's automatically for sale for somebody else. And as that the market or value of that potential NFT goes up, that's how people are making money off of their NFTs. Like, people start to bid on your NFTs. So that's what's exciting about it. And when we teach you how to find the right NFT based on what we're doing and what we're learning, that's an important episode for you to learn about. Because if you choose the right NFT and all of a sudden a lot of other people want that NFT due to scarcity and things like that, that's how people are making money on there, is whatever you buy is for sale.
Yeah, honestly, and we were talking about this before, how long are we actually going to talk about marketplaces? It's a pretty simple concept.
That's right.
You go to a place where people are buying and selling goods. In this case, it's NFTs. And, you know, an interesting point that we were looking at, last month, OpenSea did $3.5 billion. That's $3.5 billion in trading activity in 1 month. And that's not going anywhere. That's only going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And one of the cool things about, and again, if you're new, if you're here like us, you're keeping it practical, you've got your MetaMask, OpenSea.io is a great place to start. It's on the Ethereum blockchain, which is one of the biggest cryptocurrencies, one of the biggest blockchains. That's the Ethereum blockchain. Again, if some of these words don't make sense, just go back a couple episodes, we break it down. But you can buy and sell all sorts of NFTs, everything from digital art to collectibles to music to sports cards, trading cards. There's a lot of cool stuff you can buy there. And, you know, one of the reasons I like OpenSea and I like these marketplaces, Dragon, is it's a safe place to start actually looking and buying and seeing like, what is it actually going to cost me to buy into a particular item or project. The other thing that we can probably talk about in a future episode is that there's a cost to doing business everywhere, and buying and selling in marketplaces does incur things like gas fees. You can think of gas fees as basically like it's just an expense to making that trade. We'll probably get into that in another episode because there's a lot more to talk about there. But what I'd really like to think of, is you're on this marketplace, you're looking at all these different NFTs and you're kind of figuring out where you want to fit. I think we should talk about what to actually look for, what we're looking for in buying NFTs for our collection. What do you say we talking about that in the next episode, Dragon?
Absolutely. And one final point in this episode is, Mark mentioned this concept of, OpenSea, and obviously, and 3.5 billion sounds like a lot of money, but that's probably something that for the most part has been accrued by like the top 1% of the people playing on OpenSea. So yeah, you're going to hear, we probably don't even have denominations of numbers that will depict how much money is going to be spent on there. But OpenSea is a place that you would interact with and buy and sell with Ethereum, which is a cryptocurrency. Just remember that there are different marketplaces where you could use different currencies. Like, for instance, another up-and-coming competitor for different reasons that Mark and I are very interested in, and that's Solana. There are different marketplaces for Solana. And just to give you an idea, like one of them is now called SoulSea, and Magic Eden and stuff. So what's important about marketplaces, just to know what they are, and it's free to go look at them and just check it out. And just, as long as you promise yourself, like you do with your wife at the casino, you're not going to spend too much money there. Just check it out and just look at it. It's a whole interesting world that you should know about.
Yeah, super, super good point. And also another thing I think that's important, Dragon, is, if you purchase something on OpenSea, for example, you own it. It doesn't just live on OpenSea. That's part of your digital wallet.
And everybody knows you own it.
Yeah,
it's open. It's open to everybody else. Like, see, and that's what's interesting about the marketplace. One last thing is, if Mark goes there right now and for whatever reason buys Dragon's NFT or whatever it is, what's interesting about the fact that it's on the blockchain and everybody can see it is, if somebody interesting, an influencer for example, buys an NFT, everybody knows that person bought the NFT. So you can see how in the marketplace, things go up and down really quickly. So if you're going to create an NFT, you might want to get like, Will Smith to buy it or something like that, and overnight. So there's a lot of interesting things going on in there, but now that we know,
that's a great segue. So let's talk about like what we're actually looking for. You've got your wallet, you're on OpenSea, and you're thinking about buying NFT. Let's talk about what we're looking for when buying our first, second, third, what we're looking for when buying NFTs. Let's get into the next episode.
Let's do it.